Welcome to our channel today. I'm Dwight with 3D Farming. So we've been getting a lot of rain over the last couple of weeks, and it's been great because I never complain about the rain we needed. Matter of fact, today is super moist, it's hot. I think we're going to end up with some rain over the next week again. It's really slowed down some things, like for example, it's time to cut hay, and I can't even cut hay because as soon as I lay it on the ground, it's just going to start raining. But in the meantime, I thought I'd show you a couple things real quick and then show you what we're going to be doing or try to do today. I want to show you a little problem that I'm having, and I'm going to show you what's going on there too. I want you to notice this field right here. This is a field I ran that cattle guard upside down in and smoothed it out a little bit. Remember I said in the video that sometimes you disturb the grass and it will take off. Well, this grass is a little bit, almost waist high. It's not quite, but it is tall now. A lot of the areas that, a lot of the areas that were not filled in, if you look right here, you'll see one. This area right here used to just be a gap. There was no grass right there. The grass is really kicking in and it's just taking off. And here's another little spot right here. You see the grass is just filled in right here. That was all, you know, open area where there was no grass. And if you go back to that video, you'll see whenever I'm running that cattle guard behind me to smooth this out, that it did not do, you know, it basically was tearing the grass up, but we disturbed it enough and we moved it around enough, so to speak, because some of that grass was basically being replanted, if you will. And this grass in this little field just took off. And I'm excited about that because I get to cut this for hay this year. Of course, we got to get a little bit of drier weather. It's actually drizzling right now as I speak. And but I'm going to show you a couple other things here real quick. So, hey, listen, stay with me, and let's see what we got going on today, okay? Also, look right here. There was no grass here. There was no grass right there. It's shorter than where we left grass, but the grass is filled in. And that's what I'm talking about. You disturb the ground enough, sometimes that grass will just take off, and it did. Of course, we had to have the rain, and that's what we've been getting. And you know, with all that said, I disturbed it. Thought, well, I hope I didn't ruin the grass. Well, all I did is improve it. So I'm very excited about that. Now there are a couple areas, here's one right here, where there's no grass. And this will probably fill in over time. And there's another area right up here. If I move up, you'll see it right there. But by disturbing that grass and running that cattle guard across there to smooth it down and disturbing it and even plowing some of it up, has caused this field to just take off, and it's doing a good job. This field is the one that we used the ripper through. Now, this was solid mesquite, and I mean, you could barely walk through it. And knocked all that mesquite down with the tractor, then came back in here and ripped it. And after we finished ripping it up and getting it all ripped, and I ripped it several times, pulling those roots out with the LS, then I came back in a year later, or it might have been a little bit longer than that, and then we ran a turning plow through it, and then came back through and disked it. And then recently, after we disked this, I let it set a little longer, and the grass started growing, and that's where we had the video where we drug it with that cattle guard. And so everything you see here, all this grass you see out here, is all from native grass. It's native grass. I didn't plant this. This came up by itself. So either the seed was in the ground through natural means, it got blown over here. I don't know how it got in here this thick and this heavy, but this is all natural grass. It's native, and it came in by itself without me planting it. So I'm very, very happy with the results of this field. I do want to show you this right here. This is the stock tank that I was digging on about a few months ago. It was completely dry. I had taken and basically took another couple of feet out of the bottom of it. Only made it deeper. I didn't try to widen it out or anything. I'm not going to. It's good enough the way it is. This tank right here is filled up. It is full. It cannot get any fuller. Right here is my spillover for this pond, and it is up to the brim. Any more water in here is just going to run around and run out of it now. And that was the plan. There's no pipe in this. There's no pipes in here. I don't have any pipes for the overflow. What I've done here is create a pretty large section where the water can actually slow down when it hits the stock pond. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So if you look up here, the water comes in from this area right here, and when the water hits this and it's rushing in here, it slows down when it hits this big puddle of water here, because this is this pond. And then what it does is it starts to run over right here, and as it runs over right here, we're not having any problems with erosion. It's not digging this out. It never has since I built this pond. I have a very wide section for the water to spread out. Causing the water to spread out, in my opinion, and I'm not a stock tank builder, I just kind of think about it this way. In my opinion, it's kind of a common sense thing. If you're building a pond like this, and so spreading out a large area for the water to kind of run around the stock pond creates a place for it to get out of the pond, so that we're not washing out the dam, which this dam is huge, so it's not just going to rush out the back of it. And I have it built up taller, so it has to go somewhere, so it comes out right here. By doing all of that, slowing the water down, bringing the water in, it's going to rush in here because of where it's coming from, and the little creek there, and the runoff into that little creek area. It's a dry creek, but still, the runoff into that dry creek, the water is going to slow down when it hits this point, and then it's going to spread out right here and not create a wash. And that's what I did, and it's been working. And you know, maybe one of you pond experts can tell me, you know, what I did wrong or if I did anything right, but that was my decision. And we're not getting a washout. We're just not. The water is spread out wide enough that it doesn't come through here at a high rate of speed. It slows way down, and then it spreads out and comes around the stock tank. Now here's my dilemma, just to let you know. That tank receives water from another area, or this tank behind me over here receives water from another area. The other pond that I have, which is a much larger pond, it gets water coming from this creek here, which is coming from the property next door. It comes through here, and the water comes through this area, and it follows a path, which I did the same thing here because this crosses my road. I spread this out. Once I got down here, I spread it out where the water has to slow down. Then what it does is it spreads out in this area. It spreads out quite a bit, runs across the road, and then and through this fence right here. And by the way, now that water spread from about there to way over here, and that's like 50 feet. It's not just a small area, it's a large area where the water, when it runs across here, it's not running across here 2 or 3 feet deep. It's running across here in inches. And so and even in the largest flood times we've had, the water's never just rushed through here. When I had it smaller, it would rush through here and wash the driveway out. It doesn't do that anymore. And we still have some mud that gets on the driveway and stuff like that. And I'm going to have to put more gravel in here just to help this area out. And a lot of times when I put gravel in, I mix in, I guess you could say, I mix a cement into it to harden it up, and that helps tremendously as well. But let me show you what I'm thinking is going on, because my stock pond down there, it's not filling up like it should. And I think I figured it out, because I couldn't figure out why, because I've seen water coming through here, and quite a bit of water coming through here, and it's just not, it's like it's not getting to the pond. And then so I started looking into it, and I should have come down here while it was raining here the other day, and this pond was really, the water was really kind of coming through here. It was in some areas a foot deep and just running across here, and it did that for a couple hours. But the pond didn't get that much water in it. I couldn't figure out why. So let me show you what I think is going on and what we're going to probably do today and see if it fixes it, because this next week they're saying we're going to get a pretty good chunk of rain. If we do, I don't know. So like I said, here's the fence right here, and then the driveway's right there, and then water runs through this area right here. And what I think is going on is when it gets in here, all's great. If you look, the property slants down this way, and then it slants down this way into this lower area right here. So this gets full of water and runs to that stock pond that's right over there. That's a lot of water, and that pond should be filling up, but it's not. So now for what I think is going on, we're following the creek bottom, or the low spot here for the tank. We're following it down, and it's low in all of this area right here like it's supposed to be. But what I think is happening is up here just before we get to the stock tank, and I don't know why I didn't notice this before, and I don't even know if this is the problem, but when we get to about right here, the stock pond is right there. There's a high spot right here, and this high spot, I think maybe the water is making it around. I think maybe the water's making it around right here and running off that direction a little bit. Not all of it, but some of it. And therefore, we're having a little issue with that. That by itself could cause some issues and a little bit of a problem. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go get the tractor, and I'm just gonna take this high spot out. I don't really like doing that. The only reason I say that is because that means I'm gonna open this dirt up. It's got grass on it right now, and that way when the water does run through here, because it narrows down right here, this could become a wash, and I don't want that to happen. But this is going to be necessary to get enough water into that pond. I think that stock tank needs the water that we're losing right here. It also, I don't know if it shows up on camera or not, but this is a little bit high right in here too. And so the water ends up going through this little small area right here over into the pond. And so we end up with some water getting around the pond going that way. This is the overflow. And so it doesn't surprise me if we're losing water in our overflow. It can't back up this way. This is much higher. And this is the tank dam that we filled in and got all the water off the back of it. So the water runs down this hill, runs all toward this direction, all toward this pond and out that way, and then it overflows that direction. So I think this is part of our problem. what I did is I took that out right there, kind of cleaned it up a little bit. Should be able to get water through here a little easier. Hopefully that will work. I don't know, we'll have to find out when it rains, but that's what we've done. Took the extra dirt, piled it up right here. This is just right next to the overflow. The overflow for this tank is right in this area right here, and so the water actually builds up into here. But you can see this pond is nowhere near full. I mean, it's got a lot of water in it, but it's nowhere near full. We're probably, I don't know, 5 or 6 feet down still, and we need to fix that. And I'm gonna tell you what, it's hot out here. I'm not even doing anything. I'm riding around on the tractor and I'm sweating. Humid, oh, it's humid. And so it wouldn't surprise me if we get some rain this afternoon. But anyways, that's what's going on here today. I know it's a short video, and it's not super exciting, but I appreciate everybody that's been tuning into the channel. Continue to do so. Until next video though, thanks.